Hey friends, good morning. Sunday, August 28th, 11:30. 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Here in New York with Lisa.
Good morning. Oh, excuse me. Good morning.
Lisa's had quite a go of it this morning.
Yeah, rough start to the day, but here we are.
Ambrose is here. Good morning. Yeah, the dreaded third trimester nausea. But she insisted on going out.
I think it's good for me.
So here we are. We're in Central Park. We're on the bridle path, which is the horse path running around the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Reservoir. Up ahead, there's a spot where we will peek into the reservoir. A little more picturesque than what we're on right this second. Though this spot in cherry blossom season does look pretty incredible. Mm-hmm. There are so many people out this morning.
And it's quite muggy.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be pretty nice, like temperature-wise, but the humidity is way up.
Yeah. Not as nice as I was hoping.
Suitcase here from Santa Fe. S. Fields is here.
Hello,
Good morning
hello.
to all. If you haven't said so yet, say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. We are always very curious. So like I said, Lisa's had a little bit of a rough morning. So we will be going slow. She will be tugging on my leash, making sure I don't get too far ahead.
Feels a bit like I'm walking through, I don't know, water or sand or something. Legs are very heavy.
S. Fields has a message for you.
Oh, thank you. We had a little bit more than nausea this morning, unfortunately, but made it outside. Thought some air would be good.
We have water, and I mean, I love the park any day, but the park is a good spot for Lisa because there's a million places to sit if we need to.
And we will need to.
So just up ahead, like I said, there's a little spot where we can walk inside the reservoir. Unlike some people, the reservoir is one way only.
Yes.
So we walk on the bridle path, we'll go in, we'll look, but we refuse to walk the wrong way. It is a running track, so it's important to remember that if you're walking, stay to one side. That leaves the other half of it open for the runners. And if you're walking the wrong way, you make that a little more difficult. Westfield says like a hangover, but that's fun.
Pretty much been the entire pregnancy.
So this is the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Reservoir. So there's a pipe that runs along the reservoir between the reservoir houses. They're called like pump houses or something. And I feel like maybe the water level has gone down a little bit or something, because you can see the birds now nest on it. And you can see it's all in a line, so you know that's the pipe that runs across the reservoir. It's so funny.
Funny.
And there used to be a fountain. But it's been off for a while now, weeks at least. And so you can see birds sitting on the platform. So I don't know what's going on over here.
Always a good view, though.
Yeah, no, it's always good views. This is, it's like 1.5 miles long, so if you're ever in the park, it's a great walk. There's always birds. There's sometimes you can see the turtles. Like there's one, for example. I don't know if it's going to show up very well on the. I'm zoomed in. Let me see if I can figure out how to aim it. It's kind of hard to. The water's pretty dark.
I'm not even seeing it, so I doubt it's
was
coming
over there.
up on there.
It's pretty big. So there's lots of wildlife in nature, and then during cherry blossom season, it's incredible around here. It's also a great place for sunsets, so I'm a big fan of the spot. That's why I video here a lot. A couple of big birds over on the south pump house. So Lisa requested we walk south today, so.
Every time, because I really want Kate to move
I think we've done our last couple. We've gone north, so I thought change it up a little.
Onwards, campers. It's a beautiful morning, if not a little humid. When there's a breeze, it gets very nice. Only going up to 80 today.
That humidity, though, really makes a difference.
So it's like 21 or 22 Celsius today, I guess. Going up to like 25, I guess. Something like that. Sebastian's here. Good morning.
Good morning.
S Field says an underrated part of the park. Yeah. I mean, I feel like the northern half of the park in general is never as busy. The parts that are most busy are the tennis courts. There used to be a pool. The pool, I guess, is like under a multi-year renovation of some sort. But there's Conservatory Garden, which is spectacular, also under some construction. There's Harlem Mere, which is really beautiful. There's the North Woods, which is great for kind of wandering and hiking. But the spots that are probably most visited are certainly in the southern half of the park.
All sorts of adventures to be had.
Victory's here, watching live today. Wants to know if we'll go to the Statue of Liberty. That's a good question. So the short answer is our last live stream, I took the ferry to the Statue of Liberty, kind of going by it. So I took it to Staten Island, I should say. And we got very close to the Statue of Liberty. So check out Friday's live stream. And then towards the end, as we got close to Staten Island, the network dropped. But I got to Staten Island safely. Did not fall off the face of the earth. And I took the Staten Island ferry back, which also goes by the Statue of Liberty. So I have a video coming up this week from the ferry. And that one's really fun because it's looking at the Statue of Liberty and Lower Manhattan. Really beautiful. So those two, so there's a live stream already up from Friday, and then there's a video coming sometime this week. Longer term, I will definitely like to visit the Statue of Liberty. I don't think you're allowed to film in there. There's all sorts of post 9/11 security. It's like really intense. They do check after check after check as you get closer to the statue. And my guess is, I'm not sure I'd be allowed to bring much camera equipment, like maybe some. but maybe not my normal setup. So TBD.
Most likely just around the outside.
Yeah, probably from the outside. So I can get like closer than I got on the boat, but I don't know that we could film from inside of it. We did do that once, and visit the Statue of Liberty and climb in it. It was a lot of fun, but it's immensely claustrophobic.
Oof.
It's super, super small inside.
Ambrose is mentioning waiting for the crown to reopen. I'm pretty sure we went into the crown when we went. Didn't we?
I'm trying to remember, because there's like a few spots that you can go up. Some are open, some aren't.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I mean, we did as much as we could, if I remember
I got a
correctly.
good shot out the window of the of her hand holding the torch.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny though, because like I had lived here for like 10 years plus before doing that. It was a lot of fun.
LV is here. Hello. And
LV.
wondering about your press pass update?
So I was approved for the press pass. The next step is we have to schedule a pickup. And I'm waiting, they're supposed to reach out to me about that. I also learned that I guess they come in sort of waves. That's probably not the right word, but I thought it was 2 years from when I got approved, but I guess I got approved in the middle of a 2-year period. So it's only valid until like January, which is okay because, you know, there's all the holiday stuff, Thanksgiving Day parade, for example. But I will have to reapply, I guess, in January again. So I thought, why don't we see the Alexander Hamilton, then we'll go to the Obelisk, and then we'll figure out what we want to do from there.
I might need to just wait here if you're going to walk over there.
Okay. Let me go do that quickly. Just keep walking straight and I'll
Okay.
be right there. I'll show you guys the statue of Alexander Hamilton. Bless you.
Thank you. We just saw the show.
Isn't it amazing?
So good.
It's so good. It's unbelievable. It's fun to come here and then you get to celebrate it a little more. He was saying he saw Hamilton, the show, Broadway show, which is really good. And I think it's still, you can watch it on Disney Plus if I remember correctly. Really recommend it. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
Sebastian asked if I had heard of,
Oh, yes.
About Fang,
Very
yeah.
sad.
we should mention again, so Fang was really omnipresent in many New York City live channels. He had started to join ours recently, and he passed away this week, way too young, 39 years old. I mean, just shocking and sad. And I think what's been interesting, you know, he started to join a few of our live streams recently, always super warm, super kind, and so hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people have been coming out just to say, you know, to pay their respects and send their condolences to his family. And I think it's you know, it goes to show how just being a kind and friendly person
Leaves a mark.
yeah, can leave an impact, can make an impact in so many people's lives. And that's an incredible legacy to leave. But it's really, 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 really sad and untimely. And so, you know, in the chat, if you want to share a comment or memory or anything you want to say, obviously we would love to read that. Sally's here. As Field says, such a nice guy. Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, just be kind, just be friendly, and you can, the fact that even just doing that sticks out so much in people's minds kind of says something. As Field says, as a mod, the kind of person you want in the chat, lively, kind, easygoing. Absolutely.
I'm not as rude as most Israelis, I feel, but at least I'm more aware of the
This
fact
is
that straightforward, I think.
the Obelisk,
Yeah, that's my...
otherwise known as Cleopatra's Needle. One time we visited, and Lisa did some research on it. Lisa did some research on it. And basically it came here by boat, and just
Unbelievable.
the idea, and it was like in the 1800s,
Yeah.
you know, and the idea of what that would have taken to get it over here, pretty crazy. Scott Briggs says, really in shock with the news, yeah. Well, you know, it's a reminder that life is both precious and precarious, and you never know what the next day will bring. And you have to use that information however you want to use it. Make the most of every day. Sally says, beautiful view, thank you. Yeah, so we're here in Central Park. We're walking on the drive right now. There's one of those. Is it dead already?
It's dead. Somebody got it.
Lanternfly, which we're supposed to dispose of. So we're in Central Park. We're on the East Drive. There's a series of drives that run as a loop around the park, about 6 miles long. We're on the East Drive, walking south. Lisa wanted to head south today. Anything in particular you want to see?
No, I just thought we should change it up from our last couple that we've done in the park.
Okay, well, I guess first stop we'll go towards Bethesda. How does that sound?
You can't come to the park and not go there, huh? Iconic, as you would say.
I would indeed. I think we'll see if there's any, if the pleasure boats are out yet. Joanne has some comments for you.
Yes, thank you, Joanne. Just doing as much as I can, trying to get some fresh air. I thought would be good. Although it is rather humid, so.
Joanne, it's always good to see you. Thank you for being here. Getting a little exercise in, going, by my estimation, very slow.
This is torture for Sean.
So I shared some updates on the Friday stream, but probably not everybody's was here for that. So number one was approved for a press pass. So next time I go to some of the parades, for example, I will be able to go inside the parade route. Very excited for that. Number two, we've recently crossed 300,000 views. So big thank you to everybody who's watching. We appreciate it. What was the third update?
Don't ask me.
I remember I had 3 and now I'm blanking for a second.
I'm just saying.
We'll see if it comes to me. Oh, Instagram.
Ah, yes.
So, we have added a channel Instagram. I want to manage expectations about how much I will do with it, because the focus is the videos, and now doing more live streams.
But Instagram's all about videos now, as there's been a lot of controversy.
Yeah, but it requires, making them specifically for, well,
No,
so
but
we'll
you
see.
can use your story and link to your YouTube videos.
I see. Well, goes to
Don't
show.
worry, I got you. I know.
Lisa's my social media intern.
Unpaid.
But if you go to the channel page, go to About, there's a link to it if you want to subscribe. And then maybe one day, what I was more thinking is maybe one day I'll make it so that I can sell some of the photographs we take around the city.
It will be good to use the stories to link to different videos to, get the people who
Get
are on
that boost.
Instagram to go there.
Get that Instagram pop.
Exactly. Whew, going downhill now. This is nice.
It is very humid.
Yes. Much warmer than I expected it to be.
This field says go, Lisa. So this is always one of my favorite sites.
I should say I only told Sean about a year ago that he should have an Instagram account. And then someone else mentioned it in the chat, and suddenly now we have an Instagram account.
We hit critical mass. I mostly figured I should just claim the name so I have it, but we'll do what we can. As Field says, the photos you have right now are awesome. Yeah, thank you. Like I said on Friday, I don't necessarily think it's about any innate photography skill. I think, being here in New York City, for example, where we're going right now is one of the photo spots overlooking the lake in Central Park West. And it's pretty hard to take a bad picture of that.
Yeah.
And then some of them, if you have Google Photos or Apple Photos, I think occasionally does something equivalent. They sometimes make adjustments to your photos automatically, kind of pop the color or add in animation and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Can't tell if we're frozen. Are we okay?
Looks okay on my side. Just started over. Claudia's here from Italy. Good to see you.
Hello.
So we're in Central Park. There could be buffering from time to time. Obviously, it's really hard to stream in Central Park. So if it buffers, just bear with us. Sounds like there's some nice music in Conservatory Water, the sailboat pond, model sailboat pond, I should say.
Sounded like they were playing the song from Frozen. Let
Yeah.
it go.
Well, there's the Alice in Wonderland statue and the Hans Christian Andersen statue, and that's usually where kids play. Dora Grock is here. Good to see you. Good morning. Coming up on the right, the Loeb Boathouse. Great place for a snack, drink, meal. So we've read it is closing. Do you want to Google the Boathouse and see when it closes so we can tell folks?
I believe it said October.
Got it. So you have a couple more months. And then supposedly the Conservancy, which operates the park, is trying to find a replacement, but I don't think I've read any updates on that yet. Stay tuned.
Excuse me, where is the mall? Where is the mall?
You want to go this way?
Oh, this way.
Go this
Is
way.
there Nostrum over there, Nostrum or something.
Nostrum. That I'm not familiar with, but if you take this path,
Oh, this.
yeah, you're gonna go inside. Just keep going. You'll run into it.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see the fountain, and then you'll have to go up steps. It's not
No,
that far.
it's like half a mile.
Okay.
Yeah, like 10 minutes. No string, no string. Maybe it's a statue.
I don't know.
So we're walking by the boathouse. We will see the paddle boats in a second.
Rowboats.
Rowboats.
This is the place to be, apparently.
Yeah, it's super busy today.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting update
Oh, that's
from
a good
Ambrose.
update.
A secret donor has swooped in with a $6 million offer to save the boathouse, which was slated to close in October. I wonder what the story is there. So, Ambrose, are they taking it over? Like they're a different operator? Or did they? Let us know if you have any more details. That's curious. So for those curious about the rowboats, $20 for a 1 hour rental, $20 deposit, and you get the deposit back when you return the boat on time.
And when they know you're not going to walk out of the park carrying a rowboat.
So $40 down, but you get $20 back for 1 hour.
We didn't try it, but
Sounds like there's very loud music up ahead. Get a view of the boathouse. So there's an open air terrace over here where folks are eating brunch today. Really nice.
Lots of people taking advantage of the last bits of summer.
Yeah.
Prince Ice is here. Hello.
Prince Ice, good evening. So, 1 a.m. in Korea. Geese alert. Geese, geese, geese. So there's always lots of vendors in the park. We obviously passed a couple where they'll draw you. And then on our left, we just saw one of the masseuses of the park. In this area, you often see people getting massages, which I find very funny. Amber says that's the full story. Okay, so we hope to learn more.
Yeah, I'm
Westfield
not
says
sure when schools start. A lot of them start the day after Labor Day, so
Yeah.
yeah, the 6th. But there are some, depending on the state you're in, there are some that go back earlier. I'm not sure what it is in New York.
Yeah, I think it's the day after Labor Day. Well, Prince Ice, we're happy you're here. Thank you for being with
Wow,
us.
these are pretty.
Yeah, those are awesome. Coming up to Bethesda Terrace and Fountain. Always some live music.
paid. Look at the first one, a brand new paid. I see, go baby. Here, the day you're my reality.
Yeah, we will definitely do some following, Joanne. That's a good point. Suitcase says school has started in Santa Fe and pretty much everywhere in Texas. S Field, September 8th in New York City. Oh wow, so they get good for the kids of New York City. A couple more days of summer. Lucky them. So this is the lake overlooking the boathouse. And there's often turtles here. Sometimes geese as well. And sometimes folks like to pick up the turtles, which I think is a bad idea, personally.
Lots of them right there.
Yeah. Prince Ice says there's always somebody singing. Yeah, this is a big spot for music, for live music in the park. Captive audience, as they say. LV says school starts in August around New Hampshire. It's so funny that it's different everywhere.
Yeah, one of my friends teaches in South Carolina, and I think she went back 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Maybe a little more.
And on our left is Kazoo 365. He's the guy with the really
He's got the deep voice, huh?
the gravelly voice,
Yeah.
I would say. The Tom Waits voice. Competing music.
It's like a different version of dueling pianos.
Yeah.
Wheels keep on turning. Take me home to see my kid.
And his guitar is broken.
Oh, it
Doesn't have the head. That
you doing okay with it though?
you adjust the strings at the top.
LV says some turtles carry salmonella. They also snap and bite, so
Seems like a bad idea all
it
around.
seems like a bad idea all around. And so I was walking around Central Park yesterday, so I'll have a recorded video at some point. Because Saturday in the park it was popping. There were so many people. And by the other side of the lake, there's another spot where the turtles congregate and people pick them up. And a woman asked a guy, did the turtle bite you? And he's like, yeah, but it didn't hurt. Because she was like, I want to do that too.
Oh
like,
my
I want to pick it up.
gosh.
Blah, blah. And I was like, listen to yourselves, people. Listen to the words coming out of your own mouth. So this is the Minton tiles at Bethesda Arcade, which are the roof tiles, and above us there's a couple of glass points on the terrace which let light in. So they're sort of naturally lit up. It's really beautiful in here. And sometimes you have music in here, and the acoustics
It's
in
like
here.
he stepped away.
Yeah, Carlos probably went to the restroom. He's really good. Does live guitar. Yesterday, which I do think I got on video, a woman was singing opera. And again, the acoustics in here are spectacular.
We have a bride today.
Yeah, there's always photography in here. Sometimes even proposals. Lots of engagement photos, marriage photos. Scott Briggs ordered a new Casio watch. Yeah, I went watch free for a long time, and then I got a Fitbit, and then eventually got an Apple Watch. for tracking all the walking and stuff. Prince Ice is asking if we feel autumn in the air.
Not at all. It's
Not
way
yet.
too humid today.
Not yet, Prince Ice, not yet. So we are probably going to sit down somewhere on the mall because
Yes.
Lisa's feeling the stairs. We have to get past this though, the music. Matilda's here. Thank you for joining us. We have to walk ahead a little bit because these guys, I think they'll be in the video I recorded yesterday. I have to edit it because they play lots of copyrighted music, but they also say some pretty risque stuff. So I need to edit it accordingly. Exactly.
Oh boy.
Exactly.
They're the ones that jump over people.
Yeah, they jump over people. So I got like them jumping over somebody, but they just, lots of people watch them, but they sometimes say stuff that's
Questionable.
Scott Briggs says he's too old school for Fitbit. Well, the reason I like the Fitbit is it did all the health tracking stuff, but it also, the battery lasted like a week at a time, and the Apple Watch only lasts a day. More music in the park. There's so much beautiful music in the park today. Adam is here.
Hi, Adam.
Turtles really like hot dogs. I've learned this while pet sitting for my upstairs neighbor. Did you guys see that video of the guy at Yankee Stadium
Oh, goodness.
who took a hot dog, turned it into a straw, and drank his beer through it? Speaking of hot dogs. The saxophonist is Ralph Williams, if you want to look him up. He's in the park all the time. He's really good. Maybe we'll sit over here. We'll listen to some Ralph Williams sax as Lisa rests a little bit.
Join us for some people watching.
Yeah, we'll do a little people watching. So this is the Mall and Literary Walk. Beautiful old trees. In winter it looks spectacular. And it has statues of literary figures farther down. And the relatively new Women's Rights Pioneers Monument.
Yes, I was going to say male literary figures, I should point out.
S. Field says, I think New York City animals have developed some unique dietary habits. Yeah, only in New York. The funniest thing is the turtle is, only wants to eat Nathan's hot dogs, right, Adam?
So particular.
Prince Ice says, I love hot dogs. Does that make me a turd? So I would say the mall is one of the most relaxing places in the park. You can stroll down it, lots of benches along the way. We've learned recently there are 10,000 benches in Central Park, and the current going rate for a bench
Is
$10,000.
$10,000.
I thought, oh, Lisa's birthday, how fun would that be? And even if it was extravagant, you know, we'll get it, you know, in some far-flung part of the park. And then it turns out $10,000. Alas, we do not have a
Is that
bench.
a little too extravagant for
A
you,
little
John?
too extravagant. slightly too extravagant. I do bet, though, that they're not all 10,000. I think they just do that so that you have to really be serious.
I
before
did
you-
more research too because you have a birthday coming up and they seem to be $10,000. And then there's also the option of
Trees. I know you can plant a tree.
there's the stones near the reservoir on the leading up to the southern part.
And down there at the end of the mall are bricks.
So those near the reservoir are $3,500.
I mean, the answer is a bench, though. Who wants anything but a bench? Maybe a tree, but a bench. You
Okay.
want a bench.
Well, I know not to get you a stone on the path. He goes, thanks, but it's no
As people
bench.
just stomp all over you. No, you want a bench. Adam says it's a New York City turtle. It's Nathan's or nothing. Exactly. How are you feeling?
We need a few more minutes.
Okay,
I know
few more
people don't enjoy when we stop, but I need to do what I need to do. So enjoy some people watching, please.
Okay, so we're at the Mall and Literary Walk. North of us, which is where we just came from, is Bethesda Terrace and Fountain. East of us is Conservatory Water, which is sort of popularly known as the model sailboat pond. West
One
of
of
us,
Sean's favorite spots.
Yep, one
we
of
have
my
a
favorite spots.
picture of it in the nursery for baby.
Yeah, we have a really beautiful painting of it. Coloring, I guess I should say. To our west is Sheep Meadow. Maybe we'll go walk through Sheep Meadow after this.
I'd rather stay on solid ground. I know it seems silly to you, but walking on grass and things that aren't even is hard for me right now.
But that has the least hills. It's also the flatter part. And I just walked upstairs with you.
Yeah, and you saw how that went.
Exactly. So I'm trying to avoid more height.
Pardon us while we sort this
I hope
out
those folks
amongst
found the mall.
ourselves.
They kind of went the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't know where they were going. They
Go on
didn't
this
listen
path.
to you.
They didn't really listen to me.
No.
Oh well. People love those shows that those guys are doing.
Yeah.
Stroller alert.
Sean's new pastime. Stroller watch 2022.
We put our stroller together. So we got a jogger, which is a 3-wheel stroller with sort of larger than normal wheels. Because the streets of New York City are absurd. And we put it together. It is quite large.
Especially in a New York apartment.
But every time I see other strollers like that one, it's way too short. Like,
Perfect for her size.
it's perfect for her because she's like 5 feet tall.
Now he's pushing it, but it's like at his hips.
It's just funny.
Oh, he's posing. Okay.
If we did walk there, we can walk towards Strawberry Fields, which does have an incline, but has music. And we could go sit over there. That's a thought.
Adam made an interesting point. That's funny. Okay.
So I think mall, volleyball, and then we'll walk towards Strawberry Field for music. More music. Again, this is Ralph Williams on sax. Really good. Look him up. And if there's music you particularly like, find them on, Instagram, and they'll usually have links to how you can tip virtually, Venmo or Cash App or whatever. Scott Briggs says, cloudy and muggy here in Long Island, looks like it's going to rain. Yeah, the forecast for here was just 15% chance all day long, like every hour. And the clouds do look a little gray, so TBD.
But it's certainly muggy. Whew.
Very muggy, yeah. Prince Ice says there's a lot of people, but somehow the atmosphere is soothing. Yeah, it depends on the part of the park you go to. The mall is definitely one of the more relaxing spots. Usually good live music and generally pretty calm music. Though sometimes at the southern end of the mall, there's a guy who does drums.
People dance there sometimes too.
Yeah, sometimes you have those like salsa classes and stuff. Where was I yesterday? Well, Friday I saw on the Hudson River, there was a dance class.
Yeah, they do them
at the
over
band
there.
shell. So yesterday I was at the park, and there was I think it was also a salsa class at the band shell. Big one, there were a lot of people for that.
Yeah, they do them by the fountain too, I saw.
Cafes and restaurants, yeah, that's been on our list, Adam, as a possibility. Especially as time marches on, Lisa's getting... But I do think, she does have to get some walks occasionally. The doctor has advised reasonable exercise. Lots of little babies in the park today. As we walked to the park, tons of stroller parents. Bright and early since their kids woke them up. So we'll cut through.
You get a good shot of the newest statue.
Yeah, he wrapped it, yeah.
Was it Treaton or Chris Mason? I forget who, but somebody was pointing out that after all these years, women got a monument in Central Park, but they put all of the women in one monument.
Yep, exactly.
Most of the others, it's, one man per statue. Funny.
Yeah, I think they phrased it as like, but yet we still have to share or
We
something.
just have to share,
Yeah.
It's just funny that once that was pointed out, it is now
It's like,
stuck
oh
in my
yeah.
It is now stuck in my head.
Good point.
I mean, it is beautiful, but once that was pointed out, somewhat absurd. Well, the other thing, we've mentioned it a couple times, but it's actually going to happen probably this week or next, is a bus tour.
Yes, I have 2 weeks off from work, so we'll have a little bit more flexibility in our schedule.
And our plan has been to do that during the week.
Yeah.
When we think or /hope that
Not quite so busy.
that the bus might be a little empty.
I was thinking maybe after Labor Day might be the good time because people will be back to school and
Yeah,
stuff.
the vacations will slow down.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a dog wandering off leash, and I don't see an owner looking after them. Okay. Fingers crossed. It's just wandering off. Go take a look at some of the volleyball.
Hi, Brian. Oh, that's very nice.
Brian,
Finding
thanks for being
spots
here.
from our channel.
Thanks for being here. Yeah, that's good to hear. So if you're new to the channel, my wife Lisa's with me today. And on the weekend, usually we do live streams. She usually joins on Sundays. And then during the week, I usually post recorded videos of walks I take all around New York City. If there's anything in particular you guys want to see, always feel free to suggest things. Let me see, this week, a few videos coming up. 8th Avenue. Real New York, as some might say. There's highs and lows along 8th Avenue for sure.
Hopefully I don't get hit by a ball as we cross.
Canal Street. I really like the Canal Street video. Canal runs from the Hudson River through Chinatown. And what else? Central Park. Got a big Central Park video coming. Recorded, so if you don't like to hear my voice, you don't have to. And then,
We've been doing premieres, so there's the chat without
yeah.
the
So we can still
audio.
live chat, but
Yep. You just get the
you just get the street sounds.
sounds, yeah.
And then I think the last one I have coming up is the Staten Island Ferry. So on Friday, I did a solo live stream along the Hudson River, and we took the New York City ferry to Staten Island, which was great. Got to see the Statue of Liberty, but the connection conked out.
When he left, he said, "Oh, I'm going to go just do a nice little sunset walk." And then suddenly, he's on a ferry to Staten Island at like 9 o'clock at night.
You know, inspiration strikes sometimes. It is what it is.
Svetlana's here from Armenia. Hello.
But yeah, I took the Staten Island ferry back, and it was really nice. Good night views of the Statue of Liberty, but Lower Manhattan from the boat is just incredible. And for those who don't know, the New York City ferry right now is $275 a person, so it's super affordable. And then the Staten Island ferry is free. We will go slow, and I will hold Lisa's hand. This is Sheep Meadow. The sheep used to actually graze here, and I think from time to time they do bring sheep back to feast upon the riches of the lawn.
Oh, they're doing yoga.
On Saturday, people do a lot of sunbathing here. Today is yoga. And you'll often find like birthday parties and wedding parties and stuff here. Especially now, people still doing a lot of outdoor stuff. And you'll see in a minute or so really spectacular views of Central Park South and the famous Billionaires Row. Svetlana, good to see you. So this is, maybe you want to take some pictures. This is probably a good thumbnail spot. Good place for screenshots. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that guy's doing one of those blow-up couches, and it's funny, there's a trick to it. You don't have to run around. You're supposed to just like spin really fast, but nobody knows that, and the instructions are super unclear, so you always see people running. You gotta like spin. It's so funny.
I'm gonna go show him how it's done, Sean.
Absolutely not. I just talk a big game. So we're
I
walking.
remember yoga.
You remember yoga? So we're walking west in Sheep Meadow, and up ahead of us is Tavern on the Green. Although there's been an ambulance there for some time, so
Uh-oh.
hope everybody's okay. We're gonna go towards the right because we want to get to Strawberry Field, catch some live music.
When we get there, I'll pull up that interesting fact I told you about recently. About Strawberry Field and the Imagine
Yep.
mosaic.
Yep. Sound you hear is a helicopter above us. There's often sounds of helicopters in my videos from here because a lot of the sightseeing helicopters like to go above the park. To our right is a Le Pan, one of the spots, one of the more affordable, semi-affordable I should say, but affordable spots in the park to get food. Conservatory Water also has one. So if you don't want to go to the Boathouse or Tavern on the Green and spend, I don't know, $60 a person, you can go to Le Pan and spend, 10 or 20. Or just get a hot dog. Just like the turtles and the raccoons. I sent Lisa a picture from the park the other night.
Yeah, big guy.
Huge raccoon. They are well fed in this park. Very well fed. This field's too humid for outdoor yoga, in my opinion. Over here, maybe because it's so open, there is a breeze, so it's a little better for sure. But I hear you. Dolce's here from the Netherlands. Good to see you.
Brian's asking about Tavern on the Green closing. I don't think it ever closed, did it? I know it's not closed now. Did it close at any point?
I mean, everything had closed during, in 2020.
Right, but
It's been reopened for a while now. And we walk by it a bunch because sometimes we walk through the park to go to like Lincoln Center and stuff. And they did update their menu recently, so it seemed like there was activity.
Yeah, they had to plan it then. And
This is a great great spot for photo ops. Lisa's taking lots of pictures today.
one of my other jobs is to get our thumbnail photos when we do a live stream.
Maybe some of the outtakes will end up on Instagram. So if we're going to go right, but if you were to go left, there's the Heckscher ball fields, which is a lot of fun. There's some big rock formations that kids like to play on. South of us, in kind of the middle of the park, is the carousel. And then if you were to go to the eastern end of the park, one of our favorite spots, the pond, Gapstow Bridge, Woolman Rink, but the pond is a favorite. And I saw that Woolman Rink right now is a disco. It's called Disco Oasis. And I'd noticed kind of during the day it's been pretty dead, but I went the other night to check it out and it was swarmed with people. So I have a recent recorded video. It's called Night Scenes from New York City. Because the video itself was a little too shaky, so I didn't make a normal walking video. But the last scene is of Woolman Rink at night, and you can see just how many people were there. It was really cool, all lit up. Kids playing with bubbles.
Oh, that's a fancy gun, bubble gun.
And they've got a fancy, like, picnic setup.
Wow.
So I don't think that's one of them, but sometimes it might be. Sometimes in the park now, I've noticed there's this whole professionalized picnic business where folks like clearly get paid a lot of money to set up the fanciest outdoor picnics you've ever seen.
Different ways of doing events.
Yeah, like white tablecloth, place settings, really ornate flower arrangements and stuff. So we've made it to the West Drive. We're going to walk north towards Strawberry Field. Seventh Regiment Monument on our left. Yeah, Scott, I do know that it has changed hands many times, for sure. It must be a hard business to run because they must be like really, really, really tourist dependent. And so if there's, issues in the city, probably a big chunk of their business immediately dries up. And what we've noticed is a lot of people work at those businesses at the Low Boathouse and Tavern on the Green. So it must just be really hard to plan. You have all this big staff. It's hard to turn that on and off really quickly. Bryan Adams is headed to Bryant Park. We love Bryant Park. Beautiful. Great place to spend a quiet Sunday. Usually some music there as well. Sometimes they've been doing literary series, like have authors go speak. And then during summer they have nights on the lawn, movie nights on the lawn. Dolce loves Central Park, so do we. The 7th Regiment Monument. Up ahead are some hills, which during winter covered in kids and dogs going sledding and running around in the snow. So lots to look forward to when snow season gets here. You want to find a bench that you really like and read the plaque to us?
At one point the piano guy was like...
This one says, "Love, laughter, 3 incredible boys, and we are just getting started. 20 years down, forever to go. Readers forever spot."
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
That is a good one. picked a bench in the park, let us know in the chat what you would write on it. One of them had in quotation marks, Mayor of Central Park.
I was doing a run years ago in the park the morning before.
This one says, Larry Wyman, you tried to talk circles around me. Well, I still run circles around you. That's pretty good.
I was saying I was doing a run in the park years ago the day my friends were getting married, and I happened to stop right in front of a bench that had a very, it wasn't a long quote, I don't remember what it said, but it was apt for the day. Love in the air.
That one said, Ava and Leah, happy first birthday.
Expensive first birthday present.
It's an incredible one, but
We love you, baby, but
imagine they get to now sit there as a family. That's so cool.
I'll bring a Post-it when we come with Mini Bagel and we can.
Remembering Brian Mulshine, great smile, ready hand, Irish wit. Loved life, loved this city, loved by so many. That's a really good, that's how you write a plaque. Wow. Sit, rest, reflect, and then celebrate life and all it has to offer. To Amy on our 10th anniversary, I love you, Jake.
Karina's here, hello.
Karina's here, good to see you. Yep, stroller alert.
Little guy's got his own little stroller
That's
for
what
his
I meant.
stuffed animal. His stuffed animal and his sticks.
His sticks.
My friend who has a daughter who's about 1.5 years now sent me a picture the other day. You know, you buy them all these toys, and she was wearing an upside down life vest, like, you know, for swimming, and had an oven mitt on her hand.
Wow.
That's what she was playing with.
People often seem to make the mistake of over-investing in things that too complicated, I guess.
I told her,
They were, the jazz band said Jazz Park Rangers, if you want to look them up. They sound really nice.
I told her she was just being prepared for any sort of flash flood or oven emergency.
Flash flood or oven. It's pretty good. Wait for folks to go by. We can go now. So we're gonna climb up this hill.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, we'll go very slowly, I guess. But when we get to the top, we can sit and we'll set off all the copyright alarm bells. Beatles music's probably like the #1 thing that
Yeah, absolutely.
most litigious. Oh well.
It says musical instruments are not permitted in strawberry fields.
Yeah, well, that's a lie.
It says it's a quiet zone.
I don't think I've ever been basically at any hour where there was not music being played. Now it's generally pretty relaxing music. But
Go in so that I can turn onto the street.
as Field's park bench quote,
This cost
this cost me
yeah.
$10,000. That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Maybe just remind people why we're going so slowly if they've just joined us.
Lisa's heavily pregnant, taking her for a little walk. We're going up a pretty big incline at the moment. Taking it one step at a time.
Definitely not Sean's usual pace that you might be used to, so it's really a stroll through the park today. A leisurely stroll.
Emphasis on leisurely. So first, you keep walking. I'm going to point at the plaque for a second.
So I'll get like a foot ahead of you.
Yeah, exactly. I'll catch up to you.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little hard to read the plaque on the camera, but it's a garden of peace, and it's been endorsed as such by well over 100 nations around the world. Just kind of a beautiful sentiment.
I don't think we're going to find a bench.
They go all around. Lisa, as you might learn, very pessimistic when it comes to things.
Well, there's a lot of people is all I mean. We haven't been sitting close to people because of COVID.
I saw her standing over my heart and room when I crossed that room and I held her hand in my hand. We danced tonight.
Do you have a couple bucks?
I don't know, I have to look. But right now I need to rest.
If we're going to rest and
We can do it when we get up.
can you just check? Just Westfield says, I'd hope someone would give you their seat. Sometimes.
You'd be surprised.
Sometimes. People love to sit in the Imagine mosaic when they take their picture.
Just hydrating a little bit and then I'll read that fact that I saw the other day.
Scott says Tavern on the Green, definitely tourists and special event, holidays dependent, I think. Yeah, the one time, I forget if I've been once or twice, but one was a work event, for sure. If we don't have cash, will you go take a picture of the QR code and we'll do a virtual.
I apparently have zero cash.
So we will do a virtual tip. And we'll get you guys the name of the artist. He's really good.
Well, my heart went boom when I crossed that room, and I held her hand.
We'll go to the lake next.
My
Trying to get fresh air, but cigarette smoke, not very pleasant. Okay, let me find this interesting fact for us.
and before too long, I fell in love with you. Now I'll never dance without another, since I saw her standing there. Since I saw her standing there. Since I saw her standing there.
So you just showed the plaque
Yep.
and give some countries. Yoko Ono committed $1 million to restore this area of the park. The imagined mosaic was a gift from Italy, but it was 10 times bigger than what's there now. Yoko Ono wanted it to be mostly green space and landscaping around.
10 times bigger.
And because it was an area where they brought their son Sean to play, and it was the view from their apartment. So the medallion was made smaller.
Yeah, you can see the Dakota. When we walk over to the lake, we'll walk by the Dakota closer.
I need a few more minutes. I'm really looking forward to cooler weather. It's harder when it's hot like this.
I really like S. Field's plaque idea. That was so funny. Our plaque that we're on right now is from the family and friends of Bobby and Wynn for anyone who would like to sit with them and enjoy this splendid place. It's very nice.
Great music. It's funny that there's always a line, people line up to take pictures.
Yep.
She's directing him how to take a photo.
I once had a girl, what should I say? She once had me. She showed me a room, isn't it good? Norwegian room. She asked me to stay and she told me to sit anywhere. So I looked around and I noticed there was a chair.
Big group photo.
Yep.
Biting my tongue, drinking.
Oh, that's going to be a disaster, yep.
There goes the coffee.
Yep.
And then she said, it's time for bed.
Good for them.
Told me she worked in the morning and started to laugh.
It's really pretty over here.
I told her I didn't, then crawled off to sleep in the bed. And when I woke, I was alone this bird had flown. So I lit a fire, isn't it good? Going to
So Lisa's going to walk over and take a picture of the Venmo thing, since we have so enjoyed the music. Looks to me like Jaime Sasso. Jaime Sasso. S-A-S-O.
Thank you.
This feels, I always wondered how many of these people know something about John Lennon. That's a good question. But if it inspires people to read about him,
He was very
hopefully it
nice. He said thank you.
oh, that's good. Button vendors, if you want your political buttons.
Yeah, I remember being here.
Get you guys a view of the Dakota. Well, you know what? As Phil's, Karina, let us know in the chat some of your favorite facts. He was going too fast.
What happened?
He was going too fast.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna run right into
I know.
somebody. All right, so we saw Strawberry Fields. We saw the Dakota. S. Fields and Karina are going to share some facts with us in the chat about John Lennon.
It's a nice breezy spot.
Yeah, there's good shade here. There's a little breeze. And we're going to walk towards the lake. And on the way, I will show you a Central Park fact. What does that light pole tell us about the park, Lisa?
Tells us what side we're on and what street we're near.
So for this one in particular, what does it tell us?
We're on the west side near 72nd Street.
Yeah, so if you're ever lost in the park, you find a light pole. And you look for the markings on it. This says W7225. The W means west, otherwise it would say E for east. And the first two digits, 72, tells us we're near 72nd Street. There are a couple spots in the middle of the park that use C for center, or central, but most of the time they'll have a W or an E, and so it'll tell you what side of the park you're on. And your cross street. So if you're ever lost in the park, that'll help you out. Yeah, it's filled with, I mean, it's just such a sad story, isn't it? But we were speaking about legacies earlier, a legacy of music and peace that lives on. It's been on our list. We haven't watched it yet, but that Peter Jackson Beatles documentary.
Oh, right.
We need to watch that someday.
We have a list that never ends,
Yeah,
just
we have
gets bigger.
Never-ending to-watch list. But definitely want to check that one out. I heard it's really interesting.
We just added the what you sent the other day. Apple TV Plus is doing a documentary about Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, that looks really good.
That looks really good.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer for that yet, I think the movie's just called Sydney.
Yep.
Incredibly moving trailer.
Yeah.
So you imagine the whole movie will be really something. "1954 Yankees" is here. Good to see you.
Hello.
Thanks for hopping on. We're doing a very slow little stroll in Central Park. Yeah, it's still the same. Don't have to be a groupie, but you know, awareness. Totally agree. Well, I always hope when folks go to stuff like that it, you know, read the Wikipedia page or something at least. San Remo. I think it's our light.
Oh, and they're actually stopping.
I'm impressed.
Except that guy.
And our day of music in the park continues by the lake.
Yeah. Oh, we've seen these guys before.
Yeah, they're really good. We'll try to get you guys the name. Again, you can always look folks up on Instagram generally for more music and to donate. They appreciate it. We will be doing the same. Will you snap a shot of the Venmo thing for them too. Scott Bird says, lives very close to John's old Long Island estate for a visit. Oh, that sounds really cool. This feels,
They have a sign that says, "Come for the turtles, stay for the music."
that's great. LV says, do the musicians have to get permits or can anyone just start performing? So I don't actually think most of the vendors are permitted in the park. I think most are risking being asked to leave at best and being fined at worst. But generally, you know, there's been times when they kind of really crack down, but I think generally, as long as they're not really disturbing folks, they're kind of left alone. I think a lot of them are not officially permitted. S-Fields, he was the only Beatle who didn't become a full-time vegetarian. That's interesting. I didn't know that. And they don't know where his ashes are. Interesting. Very interesting. What was the name of the group? Did you see?
AAA cello.
Yeah, AAA cello. Really impressive music. Do you want to walk over there or keep going?
You call it chicken skin? You call it?
Hey, keep going wherever we're going. Where are we going?
Great lawn, I guess. Maybe we'll go to the Shakespeare Garden. You can stay on the path and I'll kind of go into it a little bit.
Okay.
Look at that turtle sticking.
Oh yeah.
We'll try to zoom
Like
in.
on a log or something.
He's got the whole thing to himself. LV says, love the Moonlight Sonata. Sometimes we really luck out with the music in the park. That turtle's got the run of the house. So to our right, Ladies Pavilion. We're going to skip it today just to save Lisa the energy. But like I said, I have a video from Central Park coming soon, recorded one, and I do go over there. In fact, I climbed all over the rock. I'm curious how dizzy it's going to make everybody. And I guess forewarning, I'm always futzing around with the camera and either to try to improve the shakiness of it, for example, or whatever. And the way I did it this time, the aspect ratio, so how tall the video is, got really compressed. So it's what I would describe as a cinematic aspect ratio. Very, very wide. A lot of people up ahead. Must be a tour group.
And a spray?
Wow, yeah.
This field's turtle yoga, sun salutation.
Lots of shout outs for the turtles today.
I think they must have a pretty decent life here. Good for them. If you had a choice of music for your pedicab ride, that's high energy.
It is high energy. Probably more for the poor guy biking.
Yeah. Can you imagine on a humid day like this? Oh my God. I don't know how those guys do it. So we were, was it Ambrose who mentioned it? How green the water was? Ambrose or Adam? You can see
Adam, I think, and he looked it up.
the water I would
The
describe
algae.
as thick. You see like right there? Yeesh. I wonder how the fish deal with that.
Are we going down this path or that way?
I mean, both work. I think both get to the same place.
Let's go this way. Seems to be more scenic and less people.
Okay. Up ahead on our right is going to be Oak Bridge. Very small bridge, but very picturesque. Good views of the lake. Good sunset views over here. Sometimes at night, around sunset, the lake gets this really orange hue. It's really nice.
I think while you do Shakespeare's Garden, I'll try to use the restroom that's over there.
Okay. Good idea. Oak Bridge. Guess I'll go get a. You can keep them on the kitchen. So this is the view of the lake and Central Park South from Oak Bridge. Beautiful, very relaxing. Oak Bridge is very easy to get to through the Ramble from Belvedere Castle, which is where we're headed. So you can go this way. Pretty easy trail, or you can go through the Ramble, which is kind of the forested area around here. Your choice. The gigantic tour group to our left, through all the foliage.
On the side of the tree that we saw earlier.
Oh, I wonder if that's one of the Central Park tours. I wonder if that's one of the Central Park tours. You know, like the official Central Park tours.
So back there, a little rat was crossing in front of me,
Uh-huh.
and I stopped.
Yep.
And then he stopped and turned and faced me.
And you went,
And we
"Uh-oh."
just stared at each other for a few seconds.
You went, uh-oh.
And then he ran back into the bushes.
That's funny. Yeah, I've noticed a couple of rats. The more entertaining, as I said earlier, are the raccoons. Those are more fun to look at. But the most common right now is the geese. We see many, many geese. Brian asks, what's our camera setup? So today we are using an iPhone 13 on a DJI OM 4 gimbal. And then for the recorded videos, it's a mixture of that and a GoPro Hero 10. Most of the videos during the week are the GoPro because I can strap it on and just take you guys on a walk that I'm taking. So I might be commuting or go check something out. I just throw the GoPro on. It does a decent job. I'm excited. There's new iPhones coming out soon. And there's many rumors about improvements to the camera setup. And then GoPros, and I used to have a DJI Pocket. Those tend to come out in around the same time, so kind of September, October, November. And I love the GoPro Hero 10. It's actually been really nice for a lot of my use cases, but it's terrible at night. Like, I cannot describe how bad it is at night. So I'm hopeful, we're just taking a pause for Lisa. So I'm hopeful that when the new GoPros come out that they'll improve low light situations. Cosmo's here. Hey, Cosmo, it's really good to see you. Bagel, bagel, bagel. How you doing, Cosmo?
I have a lot. I can't even
S. Field says, I'm quite sure one of those days those rats will talk to us. Well, do you guys remember Pizza Rat? And there's that guy who dresses up in a rat costume.
Yeah, he's creepy looking. Because he like gets way down and...
So I'm going to take Lisa's microphone.
So I will be back in a bit.
Yeah, so I'm going to walk us to the Marionette Theater and Shakespeare Garden. And then I'll meet Lisa's going to go to the restroom, so we'll see her in a minute. So this is the Swedish Cottage Marionette Theater. Really beautiful. Probably another thing Lisa and I will take little mini bagel to one day. How beautiful is this? Marionette Theater sounds really fun. And then coming up, Shakespeare Garden. If you missed it, last week I posted a video from the Brooklyn Botanic Garden, which is one of the most beautiful places in the city. So if you're enjoying all the flowers, please check out the Brooklyn Botanic Garden video. It's an embarrassment of riches. So many flowers. The colors were spectacular. Brian says from the water, the slime lime, yeah, it's really something, huh? I don't know how the fish get through it. Hope you guys can see the butterflies. Scott's gonna go pick up some bagels in a few. Ooh. Yeah, we'll probably do that after this. I have to chat with Lisa, figure out what she thinks she can eat today. She's just been very nauseous today. So TBD what we'll be having, but bagels are often a safe choice. Oh, check this out. Let me try to get close without disturbing it. I mean, this is one of the most beautiful parts of the park, and that's saying a lot, given how beautiful the park is. Leela's here. Good to see you, Leela. We're in Shakespeare Garden. Oh, Jay Parker's here. He's been having a coffee and strawberry-filled Liverpool today. Wow. Well, a reminder of how small the world can be sometimes. LD, beautiful hibiscus. I mean, it's just breathtaking here. When we talk about how lush the park is, over here it's incredible. Leela says, so glad to see the flowers still blooming. Yeah. Well, we got a little bit of rain this week, which I'm hoping helped all the plants out. I feel like we've really lucked out with the colors this year, and I'm excited for autumn. Can you imagine what that's going to look like when the trees start to change? So if you come to the park and come to Shakespeare Garden, there are plaques with lines of Shakespeare throughout the garden. Oh, I was trying to get the butterflies, but I think I scared them. The other day I saw a young guy here, like elementary school age, and he had one of those butterfly catching kits. I hadn't seen one of those in 15 years. That was funny. We will hope they were treated with kindness. So I need to go catch up with Lisa, but let me give you a view of Belvedere Castle before we go down. Not going to go up today since we got to catch up with Lisa, but a little view. Beautiful. So this is near the Delacorte Theater, which does Shakespeare in the Park. Speaking of Shakespeare. And we're very close to the Great Lawn, so maybe that's where we'll head next. Gotta go see what Lisa's in the mood for. Sounds like either, oh wow, what's going on in there? Let me try to zoom in so you guys can see. When I'm zoomed in, the quality goes way down, but it looks really pretty. Must be the design for one of the shows. Sounds like they're practicing or something.
¿Cómo te vuelvo a verte Lazarote? Que va todo el rato diciendo, dale, qué cansado estoy.
Cuando hemos subido, si te das cuenta, nos hemos metido hacia el Belvedere, pero el camino es...
Beautiful flowers everywhere we go. All right, we are looking for Lisa. I don't see her yet, so we'll see the Shakespeare statues, Romeo and Juliet and the Tempest. Maybe there's a matinee going on, actually.
Que no, coño, que ya que estamos aquí le habrá dicho que...
All right, let me get Lisa's microphone set up again.
Tomorrow he wants to just like drive around. It was a little bitter.
There you go.
I really wonder about people sometimes.
Why is that, babe?
I was walking up the path that leads to the restrooms, and I was just going around the corner, and there was a little line.
Yep.
And these two women sped up to walk in front of me to get in line ahead of me.
So S. Fields earlier was saying, asking.
Oh yeah, no, giving up their seat, forget it. And when people do things like that, I want to say, like, does that make you feel good about yourself to like?
What were I forget what the context was, but there was something about sisterly.
Oh yeah, like sisterhood, like yeah, that's not a thing.
Sorry, babe. So why don't we go over here? And then I thought, why don't we just walk to the Met and we'll end the stream over by the Met.
Okay. S Fields, right? I mean, how, like, does that make you feel good about yourself to outrun a pregnant woman to the restroom? I mean, my goodness.
Oh, that's so funny. It's so bad. Bad karma indeed. So it must be a rehearsal because the seats are empty, but I
Yeah.
saw like the box office was open and everything. Can you sit down on rehearsal?
Maybe they're getting tickets for tonight.
Yeah. So we come here often, but very rarely to this part. This is Turtle Pond. S. Field's memorial autobiography is going to be titled "The Path That Leads to the Restroom," a memoir. That's so funny. So this is Turtle Pond, and I hope they come across in the video. There are so many over here. Let me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, there's
11, 12.
baby ones.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably 30 on this side of all ages. And then there's even more around. We're usually over on the other side, directly in front of us. And then to our right is Belvedere Castle. Beautiful. There's so many. If you can't really see, all the ripples, the circles are from turtles. There's just so many. The baby ones are very cute.
Yep, tiny.
Future,
They'd still bite you though, I'm sure.
future Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 50th anniversary plaque on that bench. That's nice.
Now, I wonder if that bench is a different price.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. Like, if you call them up and you say, look, really interested in bench, but 10 is a little rich. They'll say, oh, we've got a backless option for you. Cool, 8,500.
Yeah, exactly.
So up ahead is the Great Lawn. It was closed off the other night.
A bird? Thought it was a baby at first, but I guess it's some kind of bird.
I think that's a bird. Good luck, folks. Well, the music sounds great, doesn't it? Sounds like a Broadway show.
They
Ooh,
did
those
amazing
folks have
performers there.
They have a huge box from Milk Bar.
Oh yeah.
Bunch of wine. Good
They
for
know
them.
how to do it.
And these folks have a propane tank.
Oh jeez.
Now, I would say a propane tank in Central Park is
That's probably not permitted.
definitely prohibited.
Yeah.
Let's go down this way so we can get another look at the obelisk, and then we'll walk towards the Met. What on earth do they have a propane tank for?
Maybe it's a helium tank for the balloons?
I don't know, seems suspicious. And there's one of the couches correctly blown up, correctly inflated.
It's not too shabby. Sunday afternoon.
Well, today it's only going up to like the low 80s.
But it feels...
Yeah, I mean, it's very humid, but
Oof.
it's been hotter and as humid, so could be worse. So Scott was saying he was going to get bagels, and I said, oh, we'll have to think of what Lisa's going to have today, since food is a little disagreeable at the moment. Any thoughts?
Maybe we can stop somewhere for brunch on our walk home. Maybe Bocado. Something easy and not out of the way.
Peter Luger's? Nathan's in Coney Island? Ooh, more music up ahead through the...
Oh, that'll be good acoustics in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, through the arch. We are headed that way. One mile an hour.
I think we will need to be creative for our next
Yeah.
2 months of videos.
Well, I think the humidity really didn't help today.
No.
I do think we have a bus ride in our future.
Yes.
So we're gonna see the obelisk again in a moment. We will walk through the arch. We will see Cedar Hill. And then we will see the Met, where we will say goodbye.
The baby has found a spot for his feet that he loves to just relax in, which is not as relaxing for Mama.
I like to think he's got his feet up like as if in a hammock. And every now and then he's got to turn over, switch sides. For whatever reason, Lisa finds this very weird.
Sean was feeling him moving last night, and I said, how come you don't have, and like really moving, like he was, like you could see Sean's hand moving up and down. He was quite going for it. And I said, how come you don't have reactions? And he's like, isn't it just normal at this point? I said, nothing about this is normal. Feels normal. She was not happy with her performance.
Is it the performance or the tuning? Or
Not sure.
must be tough to...
Something about it wasn't sitting right with her. Yes, Elvie, it seems like he's ready to get out and go.
He's been ahead of the curve in terms of weight. We have another appointment coming up soon, so curious.
Last time he was in the, quote, more than 99th percentile.
For weight, yeah.
That's what you want to hear.
So curious if where he stands. So many helicopters today. Clinton says, Mini Bagel will have his own walking channel early in life. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I know, right? Well, we're very hopeful that he'll enjoy taking walks. Nothing like a good 8 miles to wear you out. Good to see you, Clinton. Clinton is going to visit New York City and was inspired by the ferry.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like folks have noticed I try to emphasize things that are affordable, outdoors, generally, pretty easy to do. And the ferry is very high on that list. $275 a person. It's going to go up in price at some point to $4, but even $4 is still a great deal. And I think you said you were visiting in December, so I would probably just do the St. George route and then take the Staten Island ferry back. But in warmer months, the Rockaway Beach ferry is it's like the best. It's so good. $275 a person, so $550 for 2 people. And then Lisa and I get some beers and some snacks on board.
Well, not anymore.
Not at the moment, but.
And I usually go for a rosé, not really a beer kind of
They have
gal.
wine and all sorts of stuff, but the point is for, about $20 you can have a really good time, and it's like a 45-minute ride, so it's really, really, really nice. And supposedly there will be a Coney Island one day, but the Rockaway Beach one goes by Coney Island, so you get to take pictures of Coney Island along the way. Brian asks, have we been to Pier 57, the rooftop? Yeah, I have a couple of videos from there. If you look up, I did a series recently of videos along the Hudson River, and one of them ends at Pier 57. So check that one out. It's so funny because it's a beautiful park, and it hasn't really been found by tourists yet. Most people go right next door to Little Island, which is beautiful, don't get me wrong. But you get perhaps even better views from Pier 57, and right now at least you get it all to yourself. So yeah, I'm really familiar with Pier 57 and I love it.
And you get the great view of Little Island.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you get the best of both worlds in a way. And then you can go to Little Island, it's right next door. Clinton says he's visiting the week before Christmas. That's going to be a great time. You're going to have a blast. As long as you go kind of right around Christmas, you get all the Christmas decorations. So this is what Lisa and I are probably going to do one of these days. Maybe not this particular one. Maybe not top view. We might do a big bus or something, but TBD. We have some friends who work in tourism, so we're going to get the scoop on the best one to take. Leela was sad the stream on the NYC ferry gave out the other day. Well, the good news is you got 90% of that ride. We were just pulling into Staten Island, and I think maybe in the network transfer, it just conked out, unfortunately. But I did videotape the return ride on the Staten Island ferry, and I think it's entirely possible that you'll think that ride is even better. So stay tuned for that this week, because you get the Statue of Liberty, but then you get the lower Manhattan view getting bigger and bigger as you come, as opposed to smaller and smaller. It's really nice. So stay tuned for that. That'll come out this week. Oh, and when I did it afterwards, I got into the city and I saw that Pier 17, which is, they do concerts and stuff over there, was all lit up really beautifully. So I walked over to Pier 17. So we'll do that as a premiere, I'm sure. So we can have a little live chat as well. Leela said she'd like to see Staten Island. So I'll definitely do some from there one day. I gotta get smarter about things to see. I don't know the story exactly right now. Just hold on a sec. But it used to be I just don't know the schedule off the top of my head, but it used to be the case that what you would do is you'd take the Staten Island ferry to Staten Island, and on Friday nights you'd go see a baseball game, and it's like the Yankees minor league team or something. People who know more than me are probably yelling at their TV right now. But on Friday nights they would do fireworks. And so you'd take a free ferry ride, and then the tickets to the minor league baseball games are so much more affordable than like a Yankees game. And you'd get a fireworks show, so you'd have this whole night. I really, really recommend that. I have to learn more about the schedule before I give you guys better advice, but back in the day, that's like an awesome evening. A lot of the vendors here coming up to the Met.
But like,
Thankfully, a lot of shade. Lisa says yes, but she's out of breath.
Yep, definitely winding down.
Christian's here. Sunshine After Rain is here. GX72 is here. Good to see everybody. Yeah, Christian, Lisa's here with us. Rolo 6932 is here. Well, thanks everybody for hopping on. So we're coming to the end here. We'll be on for a few more minutes. We'll take a look at the fountains here at the Met. But the missus is getting awfully tired, and we're gonna get her some brunch or lunch. So we had a nice day in Central Park today. What do you think?
Beautiful.
Any favorite sights?
All the turtles there near the castle were pretty neat.
So many, huh? So we started at the reservoir. We saw the Alexander Hamilton Monument. We went to Bethesda Terrace. Great music over there. We did the mall. We walked Sheep Meadow. We went to Strawberry Fields. More great music.
Oh, look at this Dalmatian.
We did the lake.
You don't see them very often.
No, you don't. Yep. Getting in the camera. Leela says, Lisa is a trooper. Yeah.
Hey, say it like that, Sean. Yeah.
No, I was saying it's good, I'm trying to explain that during the week, she doesn't get out a super amount. So we probably do kind of overdo it a little bit, like today. But averaged out over the course of the week, it's not too bad.
Well, over the next couple weeks, I'm planning to go out more because I'm off.
Yeah, it's just been awfully hot lately.
Yeah.
So we kind of got to take advantage when we can.
Today was a rough start, though.
And like today, we'll take many breaks along the way. Sunshine After Rain, turtles are cute. Yeah, if you go back in the video, we saw so many today at the lake and at Turtle Pond towards the end. So let's see. So they have chroma, which I really want to see. We haven't been to the Met in a little bit because Lisa just hasn't been feeling like it. So the story with ancient sculpture is like, when you see ancient sculptures, they're usually all white, but it turns out that historically they were probably painted very vibrant colors. And so the Met has kind of recreated some, I guess, where they've recolored them based on the pigment that they found in studying the sculptures. So I'm really excited to see that. And then we have seen this in America. An anthology of fashion is really impressive. They've been doing a lot of fashion exhibits, which brings a much younger audience to the Met, which has been fun and good for them. S. Fields racing other women for the restroom. Today's cranky New York update.
Really makes me wonder sometimes.
The sisterhood is strong. All right, folks, so we're going to call it a day. big thank you to everybody for being with us, for exploring the park with us.
Yes, thank you. This was a nice, as we said, leisurely Sunday stroll.
Sunday in the park with Sean and Lisa.
Yep.
We love spending the day with you guys. Wish everybody a really lovely day, and we'll see you again soon. So if you haven't noticed, been doing more impromptu live streams, so subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I never know
Premiere chats.
never know when that's going to happen. And then yeah, during the week we'll do more premiere chats, so that means we'll take one of my recorded videos, but we'll set it up so that there's live chat during the video as it plays, so we can all watch it together. And then, like I said, some videos from this week in no particular order. We have 8th Avenue, Canal Street, a long one from Central Park, and a kind of random Upper East Side one, and the Staten Island Ferry at night. So lots of good stuff to come. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Be safe, be healthy, and we'll see you again sometime soon.
See you next time. Thank you.
Cheers, everybody.